Imagine, one morning you look out the window, and instead of the usual neat gray circle, there is something gigantic hanging in the sky. The moon has grown and become as big as the sun. Is it beautiful? More like creepy. Firstly, for the moon to have the same diameter as the sun, 1.4 million kilometers, its mass would also be comparable. It would no longer be a modest satellite, but a full-fledged star. It would instantly sweep everything out of Earth's orbit by gravity. At best, we'd be torn to pieces and dragged into its depths. At worst, we'd fall into the sun. But okay, let's say, purely in fantasy, the moon grew to the size of the sun, but remained cold and rocky. Then the Earth would see a disk in the sky covering half the horizon. Eclipses would become permanent. The sun would not be visible at all. Romantic! Yes, only by torch, because the planet would be in perpetual night. Temperatures would plummet below freezing in just a few weeks. The continents would be covered with snow and the oceans would become giant frozen plates. People would migrate to the equator and start camping under the eternal moon. Gravity from such a machine would also change everything. Tidal forces thousands of times more powerful than today's would turn the oceans into a crazy ride, with water leaving the coast and tsunamis as tall as skyscrapers returning every few hours. Surfing enthusiasts would be happy for exactly 3 seconds. Now let's imagine the moon really is a star, because otherwise it can't be that big. In this case, the Earth would be between two suns. We'd have a double system, a sun and a supermoon. But in a couple of days, the atmosphere would be hot, the oceans would boil, and the surface of the Earth would turn into something resembling a giant pancake griddle. Add to that the gravitational opposition between the two stars. The sun and the new moon would start fighting over the Earth, stretching its orbit like a rope. Eventually, the planet would be thrown out into interstellar space. Yes, we'd have a chance to be the first space traveler without a sun, but living on a block of ice traveling through the void is a dubious pleasure. Bottom line? If the moon suddenly becomes the size of the sun, we don't get beautiful romantic nights, but rather an express ticket to the apocalypse. At best, the Earth will be thrown out into interstellar space, and we'll be a lonely, icy comet. At worst, we'll be torn between two suns before we can even say like and subscribe. But on the last day, mankind will have the opportunity to take the most epic photo in history.